I can sum up the show for you with one word. Nothing. Nothing? Nothing.
Everybody's doing something. We'll do nothing. I still don't know what the idea is.
This is the show, and we're not gonna change it.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to episode 41 of This is the Show. I'm one of your hosts, Alex Webb.
I'm Casey McGowan. Episode 41. Happy Friday.
Episode 41, big episode, big for a couple reasons. One, we've got an email, and Casey, what do you have?
COVID.
Yeah, he's got COVID, baby.
Yeah. Hilarious to come off of episode 40 where I was like, I don't think I have it. You know, I did my best. I'm vaccinated. And lo and behold, I got it.
The vax don't work.
Nope.
No.
You heard it here first, folks. From Alex Webb. Alex Webb on the record. Vaccines don't work.
Great, yeah.
Took you long enough to say it.
Yeah.
We all knew it was coming.
Yeah, everyone knows I'm massively anti-vax. No, I'm not. I'm pro-vax, bro. And so are you, even though, let's be honest, still got it.
Still got it, but it seems like everybody's getting it. It's going around. Alex doesn't have it that we know of. Knock on wood that Alex does not get it.
Casey Loki wants me to have COVID. Let's face it.
No,
He does.
No.
And
Don't.
Here's
What?
the thing. Here's the thing about Casey. And this is true of a lot of people, but it's true about. It's like if Casey's not feeling, everybody should start feeling bad too.
No.
He's like, no.
Don't
Not
you
everybody.
put that evil
not
on
every-
me, Ricky
not
Bobby.
Okay, not everybody, but me.
Yeah, that's true. I like that.
Yeah.
Well, it's misery loves company. So
Well, I was gonna say that, but you're not a miserable guy. But when you're feeling miserable, such as when you have the novel coronavirus,
that causes SARS-CoV-2.
the best. Well, so Casey and we were on the phone for like an hour and a half earlier today before he started work,
Yeah.
and
First of all, I shouldn't have been working today. I have coronavirus. That was so insane. Like literally, I called in today for the first time in 2 days because thought I was feeling better. And I was like, I wrote in and my boss, I was like, I think I can work today. And my boss was like, why? She's like, what are you talking about? Why are you working today?
well, at least they were like apprehensive of you coming back.
Yes. Yeah. They're like, you were out for 2.5 days. Like, are you sure you're good? Like, you're in quarantine for at least 10. So
my man's just trying to get those ticket numbers up,
yeah, I love work. I love to work. No.
Yeah. The listeners really know that about you. But we had a lot of funny moments earlier when we were just on the phone. There was like, oh my God, there was like so much. We're like halfway through our conversation, we were like, why aren't we just recording the podcast right now? Like this should be the episode, but
Yeah.
it wasn't.
But here we are.
Yeah, but here we are. But we were texting about your health and something about when people say the novel coronavirus just makes it seem slightly funnier than it probably should be. But like you had said something like via text message and you were like, due to the novel coronavirus that's currently in my body. And I was like, I love that.
Well, I will say, I said, when you said, what do you have? I said, I have COVID. I do always try and say I have coronavirus. Coronavirus is 100% funnier than COVID. It's
Yeah.
so much funnier to say.
Yeah,
Just
COVID
say
sounds
like,
sad.
well, yeah, it's like, oh, did you hear Casey got COVID? You're like, oh no. And you're like, yo, did you hear Casey got coronavirus? They're like, yo, like
That's
it just
crazy.
it has a different energy to it. It has a way different energy to it. I don't know why. It's just something about the way it rolls off the tongue.
Yeah,
It's
true. It's true. Coronavirus just sounds way cooler.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. I don't have COVID. I got coronavirus. But I got it. Almost made it 2 years without getting it. I'm doing all right. I feel like I'm, knock on wood, on the mend. Feeling a little Mendy's, getting a soup from Mendy's, you
I
know.
was like, wait a minute.
But yeah, it was a rough 48 hours though. I'll tell you that. It wasn't good. I don't recommend it. Like,
Sure.
Also I thought about this today. How perfect that 2021. I just did that Instagram post because I hadn't posted in a while. And I just posted a bunch of photos of the year.
Yeah.
How funny that the last thing I did in 2021 was get coronavirus. What a way to end the year. What a way to end the year.
Yeah.
Big close, dude. Closing strong.
I got a new couch for the guest living room in case he got COVID.
Alex got a new couch in case he got the novel coronavirus. Somebody gets something every year. What'd you get for Christmas? The novel coronavirus. What'd you get?
You actually did.
I did. That was my gift. You know what I was saying, Becca? That's what she got me for Christmas. My girlfriend got me the novel coronavirus. That causes SARS-CoV-2. But anyways, we're here. I'm casted for you folks. So, hey, if you're a listener, write in. This is the show 69@gmail.com. We want to hear from you because I'm doing a cast when I got COVID. So,
It's true. And hey, we're not one to advocate to push yourself to the limits, but if Casey can do our podcast while he's got COVID, then you can wash the dishes and put them away before you go to bed tonight. Okay.
And you can also email us. This is the show 69@gmail.com. Right in,
Sure.
But yeah, it was a crazy week since the last time we spoke, which was last Friday. So yeah, I got exposed to COVID on Christmas Day. And then like 12 hours later, I showed symptoms. It was so fast. It was immediate. It was like literally 12 hours later.
And it's like in my mind, there's always like that. Yeah, it sounds like that old coronavirus cough.
Yeah.
In my mind, there's like this, sort of like, oh, you could have been exposed a week and a half ago, and then all of a sudden you feel it. But that that didn't happen to you. Well, because and we could talk about this. I also Christmas Day was exposed to coronavirus. Someone who had come over to our like very small gathering, like a family member. They come over to Christmas. We're hanging out. They were my secret Santa, so they were all over my wrapping paper, all over the books. Like they got me, they got me a bunch of photo books, all over that, probably coughing. And they made baked goods, and I'm like, they were incredible, like Rice Krispie treats, but like 2 types of banana bread. And dude, I ate a lot of those baked goods. Like I was in contact with this, person, but. So then anyway, so they go back to work the day after Christmas, and the manager's like, hey, you should get tested because like a lot of people just got tested and they all have COVID. And so she goes to get tested. She has COVID, and then and I feel so bad for her because she's not like she's like my brother-in-law's girlfriend. So I felt bad, like, because it's tough being like, hey, I'm new-ish to the family, and Merry Christmas. Like, so I definitely, I definitely empathize with that.
But you're good. You're fine. You don't have it.
I mean, I have no symptoms. Yeah, I'm going to get tested tomorrow morning, so we'll see if the results say otherwise. But from what you were telling me, from what a lot of people were saying, it's like if you don't have the symptoms, like, because you took it. Are you texting right now?
No, why?
You were like looking down, like at your.
Oh no, I'm just listening. I'm just listening.
I forgot you have COVID. Okay, I'm sorry. You.
Why? I was listening. I was literally listening. That's when you're talking. I'm just standing here looking like this. That's me. I'm listening.
All right. I just had to do a little checking because it looked like you were, and it's fine if you
my phone is over there. You could see my phone. It's on the nightstand. That could be anything. It's on the nightstand. That's my phone.
That could be a
bro, look,
phone.
you can see the wire. Look, if you look closely, you see the wire tagging off the. Where's my hand? Where's my finger? There it is.
Where's my finger? So, anyways, from what you were saying, from what everyone's saying, you get exposed, and it's like if you don't have the symptoms, your test is going to come back negative for the most part.
Yeah, on a rapid, I think, because that's all I took when I didn't have symptoms. Like I took a test the day I got back on Christmas when I was exposed, or like that the night before. I can't remember now, but one of the days before I showed symptoms, I tested negative, and the next day I had symptoms. I did not test that day because I couldn't get a test.
Yeah.
But then a day later, or whatever it was, 2 days later, I tested positive. So I clearly had it at that time.
Yeah.
But I did not show it until I was like full on sick. And I know that with a lot of people, including the people that exposed me. Or whatever. Who even knows? I could have got on the train. Who knows, dude? We don't even know.
Yeah,
We don't even know. At this point, everybody's got it.
Yeah, exactly. You could have got it from like the dude at the bodega, you know?
How about this? Write in if you have coronavirus right now. This is the show 69 at gmail.com. We want to hear from you because I have it. I'll talk to you.
Casey's got it. He's got some things to say about it, bro. Me too. Honestly, here's the thing. This is not a political podcast, but I will just say no.
No, it's not.
It's not.
It sure ain't.
But I will say, and hey, I'm openly, very liberal. I vote Democrat, sure. I just want to.
I love this setup.
I want to contextualize
It's like
there.
it's the political version of like. First of all, some of my best friends are black. Now, what I'm gonna say is,
that's how it feels. And so I just want to contextualize there. But I do love that there's like, Joe Biden comes in, this has got to get solved to the federal level. And then all of a sudden, what do they say? There's no way this can be solved. It's like once they saw how big this problem was, they're like, I don't think we can do this.
Yeah, they just openly were like, yo, my bad. Actually, no.
Yeah.
Well, I told Alex this, and I'll tell the folks at home, but in New York City, if you test positive with an at-home test, you're supposed to call this number to report it. And right now, the federal level, the CDC is like, it's 5 days isolation, which for me would be tomorrow, which is crazy because I still don't feel good today. We're recording this the night before. We're recording this on Thursday night.
Yeah.
And technically, I should be good to go tomorrow night because that was when my first symptoms arrived. But I asked the state lady, the test and trace for the state, and I was like, so I heard that it's 5 days from my symptoms onset. And she was like, nah, it's 10.
Yeah.
And I was like, the CDC said 5. And she's like, nah, it's 10. And I was like, all right. So they're not agreeing. I don't think they ever were at any point, the state and the feds.
And I don't agree either. I think 5 days does not sound good. That does not seem long enough to me.
Technically, this is day 4 for me, and you're listening to me. I sound congested. I'm coughing. I got lozenges. I sound like shit. Like, do you want me at your party right now? No.
No, we don't.
No, man.
Well,
you look at me and you're like, that guy has coronavirus. Get him out of here.
One of the funniest tweets that I saw about this whole. Jesus, hold on, let me pull it up here. Just a ridiculous tweet that I saw today. Where is it? Oh yeah, it's this guy. He runs this brand called Idol Worship. Go check him out. But he said, "Wish the CDC didn't shorten quarantine time to 5 days because everyone that tested positive on Christmas is now asking what the move is for New Year's Eve."
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. You posted that. That was funny.
I was like, that's such a funny tweet because one, I got exposed to COVID, so I'm not leaving my house for 10 days. The CDC can blow me. I'm not leaving the house.
Bro, the CDC can blow me too, honestly, because fucking Ouchie Fauci over here told me I was gonna be fine with this vaccine, and here I am, fucking coronavirus up. So what the fuck, dude? They can blow me too.
And here's the thing: people will be like, "Well, the vaccine helps suppress it, but it's not gonna prevent it 100%." And honestly, do better. It should prevent it.
But in the beginning, they were like, when the vaccines first came out, they were like, you're not going to spread it. And you're not going to get it. And then like 8 months went by, they're like, all right, you're going to get it. You're not going to die. And so like 3 months from now, you're going to be like, all right, you might die, but you maybe won't. And you're like, how far are we going to push this?
Yeah. No, it's true. And, let's be real here. This is like uncharted territory. So nobody actually knows what the hell's going on. And I would feel so much better if someone just said that. Like there's nothing worse than working for a manager that has no clue what's going on at work. And this just feels like the same thing. It
and
feels
pretends like they know what's going on, which is worse.
Of course.
Like,
yeah. It's like like just say you don't know, and then like we're all good. I don't blame you. I don't know what's going on at work either.
That's the thing, is the CDC needs to adopt the motto of "This is the show," which is like, we don't fucking know. I don't know. Figure it out. Do whatever you got to do.
Yeah, like
Which
no doubt they're hard at work. They're crunching the numbers. They're putting in the hours. But this whole kind of like, it's 10 days, it's 5 days. Soon they're going to be like, you don't even need a quarantine. Just like everybody get it, because herd immunity. The one thing that they were in the beginning was like, that's not a thing with this, and it's like,
and it certainly seems like it's gone that way.
Yeah.
New York City seems like it's everybody's got coronavirus. So
well, and just think about this, bro. You get over COVID, and then guess what? You could still get it again.
I know, because that's what I think one of my friends said that. They're like, well, after you recover, you're good. You don't have to worry about it. And I was like, until the fucking Pi variant comes out and like till the new variant drops. And it's like, by the way, you got it again, bitch.
Yeah.
You're like, and it's worse this time. You know what I mean? You're like, oh my God.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
It is a little crazy.
I'll tell you what, the one thing I'll say, and which is like, maybe it's because the day I got symptoms was the day of my booster shot appointment. And the week before I was supposed to get my booster shot, I was exposed, and a pharmacist told me I couldn't be there because he was like, you're not even supposed to be here when I got exposed. So I'm mad about that. And maybe it's because I didn't have the booster and I got my voice sounds terrible. I sound like I'm in 7th grade.
I was not going to say anything. My man's got the novel coronavirus. I'm not trying to harp on you too hard, but that was a wild squeak.
I sound like I'm in 7th grade again.
It's like doing a podcast with Elmo, bro.
Oh, man, you're gonna kill me with the laughing. I'm gonna cough my eyes out. My eyeball's gonna pop out of my head. Oh no!
Have you seen that happen before?
No. Oh,
I have.
Don't send me a link. I don't want to see it. But no, what was I saying? Fuck, what was I saying?
Your booster.
Because maybe it's because I didn't get my booster, and the people that I live with both got it, and they have their boosters, and they seem to fare a little bit easier than me. But everybody's like, dude, Omicron is mild, and I don't even know if I got Omicron. Maybe I got Delta, like who knows? But for those I'm in day 3 to like basically day 4, like it was not like, I mean, it's the sickest I've been since honestly the second dose of the Joker vax. Like it was like 48 full hours of like a low grade uncomfortable ass fever, aches. I couldn't heart rate was up. Yeah, couldn't fucking cough to melt. And everybody's like, oh, there's not really a cough with this one. Cough was like immediately for me. It was like day 1. So shortness of breath. I'm tired. I walk down the stairs. I'm out of breath. It doesn't seem, if this is mild, then you're like, whew. If I didn't have that Joker vax, I'd be for sure dead.
Yeah. So. No, exactly. I mean, we were obviously joking around about the vax, but it is great to have it, and I gotta get that booster.
You gotta get it, bro. Take my advice. You don't want this. You don't want this.
I don't want it, because here's what I'll say. I do love that was tough.
Yeah, it's no good.
I do love a little head cold in the winter. I don't know why, but like just a little like
we've talked about this before.
Yeah, a little congestion. It's kind of nice, It's like it has a twinge of nostalgia. This doesn't seem nostalgic to me. Whatever you're going through doesn't seem nice.
It's not.
No.
It's not. It's just weird too. Like yesterday was what? That would have been Wednesday. Well, today is Friday that you're listening to this, but on Wednesday of this week, I felt the best so far. Like I was able to like walk and get a test and like, go outside and walk. I wasn't near anybody and I had my double mask on, but I was like just getting outside and walking on the street, not near anybody, and was like able to do it. And today I weirdly feel kind of worse. Like I woke up in the morning feeling like a little worse. The shortness of breath is a little more intense. The cough's a little worse. So I'm like, God, and the congestion came out of nowhere. Like it just last night. I didn't have it for the first 3 days. And then today I have it, in my nose. So I'm like, Fuck, man. I don't like the up and down. You want it to like be better and keep going better. You don't want it to like, there's nothing worse than like feeling better for a day and then you wake up the next day being worse and you're like, what
Up,
the
down a
fuck?
little bit, up, down a little bit, up, down a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's no good. But here's hoping, fingers crossed. Everybody pray for me. This is the show 69 at gmail.com that I continue on the upswing into the new year. Bro, it's New Year's Eve, by the way.
Yeah. Happy New Year's, folks.
Happy New Year's, folks. Last episode of the year.
Enjoy 2022.
Yeah, have a good one. We're coming up on our 1 year. January
We are?
20th or January 21st is our 1 year.
It's gonna be a big time for us.
Yeah, so that's our 1 year, but this is the new year for you guys. So we hope you had a good year. We hope you know, whatever. whatever.
Should I read this
So-
email?
Yeah, we got an email today, folks. By the way, how do I look? Do I look okay?
You don't look sick.
That's good. That's good. I always wonder about the appearance, like how you look, you know. I sound
no.
sick, but I don't think I look it too bad.
Yeah, no. You look healthy. I love, bro. Our last episode was called COVID Christmas New Year's. That's a foreshadowing if I've ever seen one.
Amen, sister.
New Year's resolutions and change. That's so funny. Okay, let's get into this email here. So this is from Mikey, listener Mikey. Thanks so much for writing in. Be like
Love ya.
Mikey, folks. Write in. This is the show 69 at gmail.com. We'll read your email live on the air here. So this is what I would describe as a novella. So I'm just gonna go ahead and read this is 3 paragraphs.
It's a long email, and
a long
I'm
email.
interested to hear it.
And I haven't read it before. I was just like, I'm not gonna read this twice.
You want me to read it or no?
No. It's okay. I'm not gonna get good at reading aloud if I don't do it. You know, it's like 5th grade all over again when the teacher
Amen,
calls
brother.
on you.
Amen.
All right. So Mikey, listener Mikey, he writes in, be like Mikey. This is the show 69 at gmail.com. Mikey says, hey guys, hope all is well with the two of you and that Casey didn't get COVID. LOL. Well, fuck. Holy shit. That's so funny.
Oh, hilarious. Thanks, Mikey. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Sorry about that, Mikey. We let you down. He says, so I want to hear your guys' thoughts on something that happened to me the other morning. On my way into work, I stopped at this little gem of a coffee shop in town called Starbucks. I pull into the drive-thru and order a black coffee and a breakfast sandwich. When I turn the corner to the window, there is one car at the window waiting to pay. I turn my headlights off as I pull behind the car to wait. I always do this in a drive-thru as a courtesy when it's dark out. Very courteous. We would do the same thing. He goes on to say, the car eventually pulls away. I get to the window to pay with my card, and I'm told that the person in front of me paid for my order, like $7. So we got ourselves a little pay it forward situation here. Okay. Are you familiar with this? That this happens at Starbucks like often, Casey?
You're asking me now?
Yeah.
I'm familiar with it. It's never happened
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah. Okay, cool. It's never happened to me either. I've like done it for people, but I've never like had someone do it for me. So okay. He says this caught me off guard as it threw me off my quiet morning routine, and I don't like change. Hilarious. I said, "Oh wow, that's so nice. Thanks so much," to the lady working at Starbucks. Now here's where my mind starts racing. I've heard of people doing this pay it forward thing to spread joy and encourage others to be nice as well. That's true, but it's never happened to me. Did they do it as a pay it forward? Did they do it as a thank you for me being courteous and turning my headlights off? Do I pay it forward? Meanwhile, I'm sitting there awkwardly frozen, trying to process what and why it happened. And what do I do next? I decide to pay it forward, and there's no one behind me in line. Hilarious.
Love it. Love
He's
it. This guy's a listener for sure.
This guy definitely listens.
He's one of us for sure.
Yeah. It says, so he says, then I figure my good deed would be to tip the employee with cash, roughly the amount of what I was going to pay with my card. Well, then I realized I don't have cash on me, so I decided to just say thank you, and I hurriedly pulled away to escape the embarrassment. Get this, the car that had paid for me was around the corner in the empty parking lot. Oh, we don't like that.
Yeah, it's spooky. My scared guy's senses are going off.
Yeah, parked across 3 spaces facing me as if they were waiting for me to pull over and thank them. After my experience I just needed to get out of there. So I flashed my high beams right at them twice as a thank you. That's nice. which I suddenly felt contradicted my nice courteous act prior by dimming the lights. That's hilarious. He says, have you guys ever experienced a pay it forward before? Should I feel guilty for not doing something at that moment, even though I tried? I guess I will just pay it forward next time and hopefully make someone else feel the burden of not being able to peacefully pay for your own order. Keep up the great cast, fellas. You're killing it. Cheers. I love you, Mikey. Mikey,
We love you, Mikey.
thanks so much. That was a great email. Great little story there. Be like Mikey, folks. Right in. This is the show, 69@gmail.com. So
Beautiful picture painted. I was imagining it as
that
could
was
see
like
it
actually
happen.
a nice setup. Yeah.
I could see it happening. He clearly has listened to the show because that's how you and I tell our stories. We're like, all right, it's noon. There's a guy. It's over here. I'm walking this way. He's coming towards me.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. And then he says, hi. What do I do?
What do I do?
So just, right off the bat here. Well, Casey, yeah, you give your thoughts. What do you think here?
Well, two things. One thing, I want to shout out how funny it is that he tried to pay him forward with no one behind him. That's great. I love that. I think
That would happen to us.
here's the thing, when somebody does I've never had it happen to me, but I'm in the camp of like, I understand the awkwardness of it. I totally get it. And what about this? What if there's a packed Starbucks and one guy in the front of the drive-thru, it's a long line all the way looped around. One guy does the pay it forward, right?
Yeah.
And then the next guy feels compelled to do the pay it forward. And then everybody feels the need to keep doing it. I think that gets into a spooky territory because there might not be someone that is able to pay it forward, but they could feel that guilt of like, oh no, they paid it forward for me. And then they're like, what's the person like, what if your order is $3.99? You get one coffee, small black coffee, right? It's like $4. They do a pay it forward. You're like, that's great. I want to do the pay it forward for the next person. They get an $87 order. Now what do? You don't have $87. You could barely afford the $4 coffee. You were treating yourself on a Sunday. Now you gotta take the kids out for coffee, like the entire van behind you. I don't know. It gets a little. It turns into a Curb Your Enthusiasm episode a little bit, for sure.
Yeah, I totally agree.
So I'm not like, it's not my favorite way of like, because it's a drive-through, it can create a circular situation where you do feel that guilt to do it for the next person.
Yeah,
and
I think my grandma pulling up there, she's making money off of her retirement and Social Security. It's not exactly like overflowing with wealth. She gets a little coffee at the at the stand, the pay it forward situation, and then exactly what you're saying, like it puts you in this weird obligation. Although, if you don't get them, then whatever, they don't know about the pay it forward. So that's kind of
true.
Like the car behind you doesn't know that there's currently a pay it forward happening. You know what I'm saying?
No, bro. What if the cashier was like, all right, so somebody pays it forward for you, and you're like, thank you, that's amazing. And there's somebody behind you, and you just don't pay it forward for the next person. Next person
like,
pulls up, and the cashier's like, you'll never believe this. They tell the guy in front of you.
I can see that.
That guy follows you home.
Yeah.
See, that's where my brain goes. I get into the fear mode where I'm like, if I don't do it, they're gonna tell him, and that guy's gonna find me and see me in the mall, and tell everybody that I'm cheap or whatever.
Right. So I've never been a part of an active chain of pay it forwards, but I have like bought the car behind me just got thought it was like a nice gesture. Sometimes I get like that, I'm feeling in a good mood. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give this person a whole sandwich, like not even leftovers. Cause honestly, leftovers, I'm like, I wouldn't want someone's leftovers, so I'll just get you a meal.
Coronavirus.
Well, geez. So that I understand. But what I was going to say is when I did a pay it forward to like start it off, I just asked the cashier, I was like, how much is the car behind me? So I feel like that's like a good, and then because I'm not just be like, oh, and I'll get them, and then I don't, have enough money to cover it on my card or whatever the hell is gonna happen, and then I'm really screwed.
That's an awkward moment though, where you're like, you know what? I'd like to know what the car behind me ordered. I'm thinking about a pay it forward, and they go, it's $107.17. You're like,
thank you so much.
I mean, it seems like a great idea, doesn't it? So maybe the next car will do it. I'll see you later. Pull off. You're like, oof, that sounds nice, but. Maybe
Well,
on the next
also-
car.
Well, also because it is just like more of like a nice gesture thing. If
Yeah.
you're in a Starbucks drive-through in this scenario and you're ordering $80 worth, then you should pay it forward, my guy.
Yeah, you
because
better-
you're getting $80 of coffee.
Yeah, that's a lot. You're ordering for the whole police department at that point.
Yeah.
You're the new guy picking up
Yeah.
everybody's coffee order. Well, that reminds me of that story I told on the cast like a month ago now about the guy when I was working at that store where
The sandwich.
where he made me buy a sandwich out of my own money. It didn't pay me for it. You know, it reminds me of that. And it's like I don't want to be I never want to be like this is gonna sound bad. I shouldn't say
it.
this.
No, you can say it.
But it's like just because you decided to pay it forward doesn't mean I have to pay it forward, right? Like maybe it's not
agree.
my pay it forward day. I'll do it, maybe my pay it forward day is in June. It's not now,
It gets into the same kind of like social situations as putting money in the tip jar when the barista or cashier is looking versus
Yeah.
when they're not, right?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I like because it's like, well, if you don't know that I did it, then it's like this could have been, but I want you to know that I did that. I put the 20 in the tip jar or whatever it is,
Yeah. There is a little bit of that, but I guess the philosophy is that you want to just do it to do it and not matter that they see it. But like but with the tip jar, it reminds me of that Seinfeld episode with the calzone, but like you don't want to be not seen tipping because then you look like a dick. You have to
That's
tip
what I'm
when you
saying.
go to a place. You can't not. And now I'm a big card guy. The card saves you that trouble because you write the tip every time. $2 tip. You go to a coffee place, $1.50 tip or whatever. You write it in,
Yeah.
and then they're like, all right, it's fine. You don't have to do the tip jar because you do run that risk of them not seeing. And now you're an asshole that didn't tip, some 16-year-old that's working at a coffee shop. So
Yeah, and honestly, that's great work. I hope everyone, if you work at a coffee shop right now, you should know that that's the best job you'll have. I don't care where it's at. That's an incredible, and no, that's true, bro. Listen, I've worked at Starbucks. I worked at an internet cafe. Okay, I've done some time there. Okay,
Yeah.
Granted, I worked at Starbucks for like 3 days and then I quit, but that was a fringe case. Okay, I've got Starbucks blood. Okay, I would thrive at a Starbucks.
yeah, I'm sure.
Here's the
I'm just interested by it's the best job you'll ever have.
bro, because here's the
They
thing.
pay like $6 an hour. What are you talking
No way
about?
they don't.
Your job,
No.
your job now is better than a job in Starbucks. Come on.
It all depends on what you don't have to think about work the second you leave that Starbucks.
That's
Work
true.
Is dead
That's a
to you.
big part of
All
it.
I do is think about work. Okay.
Yeah, you love thinking about work.
I don't love it, but I do it.
Yeah.
There's this whole like detach, okay, like remove yourself. I work from home. I hang out in this room 18 hours a day. Okay. There is no leaving mentally work,
Sure. Yeah.
or there's no mentally leaving work. So anyways, I was gonna say something about, I had like 3 points that I started.
I'm sorry.
and
I
forgot.
fucked it up.
No. That was not your fault.
You said that working in a coffee shop is one of the best places
it's
you
the
can
best.
work.
And so just enjoy it while you're there, because I'm sure, you might be there forever and that's awesome, or you might not be, but you should just enjoy that shit because that is truly a great job. It's fun. I love jobs where I'm interacting with people and I'll never see them again. You've never seen me ham it up like in a job where I'm talking to people face to face and I'll never see you again. I'm like, man, crazy weather, huh? Ba-da-da-da. And I'm just like riffing, dude. It's so much fun.
He's the king. He's
I
the
love
king.
I love it.
I
Work
do
from
think
home
there's-
killed me socially.
I do think there's a camaraderie in a service front facing job or this is going to sound opposite of your point, but like a shitty job, like a regular, when you get a job at Starbucks when you're a teenager or in your 20s or whatever, there is a camaraderie with the other employees that you don't have at an office job or a work from home job or what whatever. There
Well,
is
'cause
a
there's
camaraderie
no-
because you're like everything with this sucks and we're all in it together, so we might as well just do it.
Yeah, there's there's politics for sure, especially in the service industry. Everyone's like sleeping with each other and like hooking up and doing all sorts of stuff. But what I will say is that there's not as much like animosity, I feel, or like quiet animosity as there is within a like a proper workplace, you know, or like a
Sure,
like a
yeah.
not a proper workplace, but like an office job, you know.
Yeah. No, I get it. Did I ever tell you this? So when I was going home for Thanksgiving a month ago, before coronavirus, I I left on Thanksgiving morning, and I went to Grand Central, as I was telling you. I stopped at that, the Grand Central Starbucks, the one that's under the
Oh yeah.
one of the, that one. So I go to that one because I was early. I wanted a banana and a bagel for the train because I wanted to eat. So it's like a 3-hour train ride.
Yeah.
And so I was in that Grand Central. They had music bumping, but not Christmas music. It was like trap music.
Oh yeah. Someone
It
else
was,
had the ox.
yeah, well, it was like this manager guy who was running everything. And I've never seen a better employee in my life than this guy. He was killing it.
Just
He
in the
was like,
pocket.
yeah, he was just directing people's orders, and in between orders, he was like taking coffee cups and like shooting them into the trash can like LeBron. Like he was literally like, and also the whole time when the trap music was playing, he was just like singing along to
Hell
like
yeah.
Drake or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And it's like 8 in the morning, and it's all these fucking people that are like trying to get their coffee and in a bad mood. And this guy's just killing it.
Having
He's
the
just
best day.
blaring the music.
But that's
And I'm like,
exactly what I'm talking about.
Make your workplace fun. I do understand that. At least try and get a little bit of joy out of it, because it's like, it sucks. You're working at Thanksgiving morning at a Starbucks in Grand Central, but this guy was killing it. So
I mean, that's exactly my point, though. It's like the most fun that I've had, and when I mean fun, I mean like it's like there's just an energy where you're just like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'm crushing, I'm doing like super well. It was while working at Apple. Like that was the most fun because it's just such high energy. Everyone that's working there right now is like stressed out of their minds, but also like having a good time. Like,
yeah.
There's just a certain aspect of it. So yeah, that's exactly what I mean. Oh, but then I was also going to say about Mikey's email, because he had brought up a couple of things. One, the turning off the lights, especially if you're in a truck, which I know he drives a truck. So, you get those lights coming through the back window. That's always kind of, distressing when you're the other car. But then also, like them parking, that was kind of weird to me. That kind of scared me.
That's spooky. That's spooky. I don't like that. There's no person worse that expects a thank you for something they did. Isn't that the worst type of you don't want to be that guy. Never be that guy, folks. Never be the guy that like does something and it's like, and what do you say? I say nothing. That's what I choose to say. How about that?
Although I think where I'll bend the rule here, and where I do, Eva, I'll take a nod. I'll take eye contact, and like just one of these. You ready? Just a little
Yeah,
bob.
a little head nod. Head nod's big.
If I hold the door for you, and you're a stranger, you got to give me the nod.
You think?
Oh, for sure. It's a courteous thing. And I'm not doing it for the nod. I'm doing it to be nice. But
Sure.
You should say thank you to also be nice. This is not a one-way nice street,
Oh, no. Sorry. Wait, I was confused. Wait.
I'm saying if I'm holding the door open.
Oh, if you're holding the door open.
And you're
I thought you were
through,
saying that somebody's holding the door for you and they need to acknowledge you.
Oh, no. No, if I'm holding the door for you,
you should do the nod.
You should do the nod to me to be like, thank you, or vice versa,
Yeah. The nod is big. The nod, I totally had. Yeah.
It's no different than, and you may relate to this, you may not, but when you're driving in traffic and you move out of the way to let a motorcycle go past you, they got to give you the hand wave. If
the wave,
you've got to do the wave. It's like if
keeps our society running.
We live in a society. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it is one of those like very human situations where like George asks for the time and the guy's like, the clock's over there, and he's like, but you've got a watch on. It's like, it's the nice thing to do to just give him the time.
Sure, yeah. That's what that's one of my favorite things that Seinfeld nails. It nails the rudeness of like characters in life so
Well,
well.
because they're the rudest people, you know. So it's
Yeah.
like who gets it better than those guys?
But it's also like the I always think about the LA episode when they're in Los Angeles
Oh,
and they don't know where they are, what street they're on, and Jerry just goes, "Excuse me, sir, where are we?" And he goes, "Earth."
brutal.
One of the best. I've always wanted to say that to someone. I never could do it, but
That takes a real person, and that person lives in LA for sure.
yeah, oh yeah, or in New York. Let's be honest. New York, I feel like actually people are they're pretty
York-
nice to each other in the public, or well, I don't know. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if we're talking in like blanket interactions, I'll completely agree to that. I've had worse interactions with people in California and Arizona than I ever have in New York. Like, dude, I was at a Best Buy. Get this, okay? Oh man, I'm so glad I like, because I normally don't lose my temper in public. I have like, I'm not gonna say I have a short temper, but once the flip is switched, it's hard to get me to come back. Like once I'm irritated, I'm irritated, you know?
Sure, yeah.
This guy, I drive a Prius C. It's not the strongest vehicle in existence, but it gets me where I need to go. Okay.
Yeah.
And I like, it cost me like $20 to fill my tank up. Okay. So like, I love this car. But I'm in this
Good car. I've driven that car.
Yeah, not bad. I'm
Like,
in this
not bad.
Best Buy parking lot here in Tucson, and this big old like gigantic truck, because people love big trucks out here. They love it.
Yeah.
Big
Makes you feel
truck.
big.
Well, I think that's what they think, but really, I think. Whew.
Eh.
So, there's like a driver and then a passenger, and they pull up next to me in this empty parking lot. Okay. If you're in an empty, go park somewhere. You don't got to park right next to the only other car in the lot. That to me is irritating. That's irritation number one. So I'm already irritated when I see the truck pull up, and I'm about to leave. So I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
The guy opens up his door and hits my car with his door while I'm in my car.
What? When did this happen?
This happened like months ago. Like
Damn.
when
I
we
don't think
first
you
moved
told
into
me
the
about
house,
this.
like September. Well, it's because it was like a little dink. It's not like he like smacked it super hard. It was just like I felt it. Like I felt it in the car. I felt him hit my car, you know?
The fact that he did it while you're in the car, that's
I
that's
don't
a
think
ballsy
he thought,
move.
because he's so high up. I don't think he thought anybody was there. He couldn't see into the window, you know?
He couldn't look down.
He couldn't look down. So he hits my car. He gets out, right? He's got the little step on the side of he steps down out of the truck. There was a step. He steps down out of the truck. He looks at me with his little shitty policeman-esque sunglasses on, you know, like those
Oh, I know
thin
those.
baseball player ones.
Yeah, they wrap around usually.
Of course.
Or
He's
they
got
put him on the hat. They put him on the top of the hat. That's a
well,
big
because
look.
he was wearing a camo hat. So
Of course, yeah,
you
sure.
know, you can imagine in your mind's eye the person that I'm painting here.
Yes.
He's very, probably pro NRA. So he hits my car, and then dude, he doesn't say anything. He just walks into the store.
Yeah.
So now this was a petty thing, is I had a bunch of gum I was chewing. And so just being irritated. Well, here's the whole story. I wasn't going to say anything, but I rolled down my window and I took this like wad of gum that I was chewing and I threw it into the bed of his truck, and it was like 110 outside. So I'm like,
That's
I hope
good.
this like destroys this fucking truck. Like, fuck you, you know?
I like that move.
So then I drive away, and I was like, actually, nah, I'm not going to let this dude just hit my car. And then as I'm driving back, he's getting out of the Best Buy. So it's like they popped in and then popped out kind of thing. He's walking back to his truck. I pull up to his truck. I don't even park. I'm in the middle of the road, and I get out of my car, and I was like, hey, motherfucker, you just hit my car earlier. Do you
What?
not remember that? I was like pissed, bro.
You said
pissed.
motherfucker?
I did.
What?
I was so.
Were you by yourself?
I was by myself, bro.
This is the craziest thing I've ever heard you've ever done.
And they were like two cowboy looking. I was like, I'll get my face hit today. I do not care, you know?
Wow.
I was
Impressed.
I was so pissed off, dude. I was just like, you can't, it's like so disrespectful. You hit my car, no problem. you look at me and see that I'm in there and you don't say anything, that's when I have a problem. Because accidents happen. You hit my car. Fuck, I don't care. It's a piece of shit, whatever.
That's a nice car.
It's a nice car, but you know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah.
it's just a thing, it's like if you break something, if I break something, it's like, it's just stuff, right? But it's how you react to the action that that's what matters. So anyways, I lose my shit on this guy. And he's just like, he was like drunk or high or something. He was like, oh, did I? I'm so sorry, dude. I didn't even realize. All right. And then he just left. But I was like,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't there's not like, I'm not going to take out like an insurance claim or anything. It was just like, that's not, you got to be better than that,
I'm so impressed you did that. I can't believe it.
Well, I was irritated and I was like, I can't be 30 years old, people hitting my vehicle and I'm not saying anything. I can't go through life like this.
It's a version of me telling that guy to be quiet next to me at the movie at Licorice Pizza.
It is, bro. We got it.
More impressive though.
Well, it's the same, but folks, going into 2022, and maybe you don't do resolutions, maybe you don't believe in all of it, maybe it's not your thing. Just be stronger for yourself. Don't let
Stick up for yourself.
Stick up for yourself. Don't go crazy, but don't let people walk all over you. You're not a rug. Don't act like a rug.
Nah, I don't have a rug in my apartment.
I just got a new rug.
Did you? The black one on the floor?
No, it's not black. Look at.
Oh, yeah, the snake rug.
It's like a snake. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, that is cool. I thought you got that a couple weeks ago.
Nah. Well, I ordered it like last week or something.
Yeah, it's supply and demand, my friend.
Dude, I'll tell you though, we ordered a bunch of stuff online on like over the weekend. A couch, 2 chairs, some side tables, and it all came today.
Damn. Yeah,
I'm
furniture
surprised.
is like, I've heard furniture is on the up and up, but bro, my job where a lot of people were expecting deliveries for Christmas, I'm kind of glad I was out with COVID this week because it was like crazy. I imagine everybody's all upset about nobody getting their stuff on time, and my ass was like, I'm sorry, folks, I got the coronavirus. I did I tell you this today? So for some reason, I don't know why, I decided to work today. It was so stupid. I should have just called out. It's insane.
Yeah,
I don't know
that
what I was
knew,
thinking.
but-
But I had an email in one of my personal queues that had been sitting there for like the whole week because it was from like probably the last day I worked was probably Friday, and then I didn't work barely at all on Monday because that's when I started to get sick, and now it's Thursday. And the person had sent multiple emails because they hadn't heard from me. And so in my response to them, I said, "Hi there. I'm so sorry about the issue with your order, and I'm very sorry for the delay. I've been sick with the coronavirus." Turned it on them.
Good.
It was like, "You're gonna email me 6 times? How about this?"
Yeah, no, I would have done the same thing. It's like, hey, sorry this happened. I've also been going through some things because I'm a human. I'm not a bot on the other end of the phone,
Which is what they think,
Yeah.
What?
I was thinking about that feedback from that guy who was like, "You should fire Casey. She stinks."
Yeah, they didn't say stinks, folks.
I know.
They didn't say stinks, but yeah, and then they ended it with LOL.
Yeah.
You should fire Casey. She curse words, LOL.
Wild.
Yeah, which is right in, folks. Tell me if I'm that curse word. Take a guess. This is the show 69@gmail.com. Which one won't we say on the podcast?
We won't read it, but we'll
Yeah,
email
yeah.
you. We'll respond to your email if you guessed it right.
You know what I realized about our emails today is that we never respond to them. We just talk
We
about
do.
them on the show. We do a public response. We don't do an internal response.
Well, here's the thing. I don't want to reply because I have thought about it. I don't want to reply. And then they oh, wait, are you just saying like a can sort of like, thanks so much for writing in. Be sure to tune in next episode. Is that what you're saying? Because
just
that we should
anything.
do. Yeah.
Just anything. We just leave them in the thing, and they just gotta wait till Friday and be like, "Fuck, I hope they saw it." I don't know. But then they see the episode title and it's everything. It's literally what they mentioned, and they're like, "Oh, okay. Of course they read it. They only get one email a week, so."
It's kind of big. They're essentially like assigning us topics, like you get to become the topic for the week.
It's a very our show with no format. What our listeners need to understand, and our future listeners should understand, is that you can dictate how this show goes. Like you
Almost
have a lot.
entirely.
Yeah, you have a lot to say in the show. You know, more than me and Alex do because we don't have a lot to say ever.
No.
So you folks can dictate it. I actually texted Alex this morning. I said that 2022 it should be the year of This Is the Show. We did a full year of it, or we're coming up on a full year. I'm excited, man. Comedy's canceled because fucking they've shut down every show in New York. So I'm like, thank God I got the podcast. It's
This
the only
is
thing
it
I
right
have
here.
now. So I'm going all in on it, folks. So
Me too. The art's gonna be, tighter every episode. I want to, work out, more designs for the thumbnails. I'm thinking you and I get like, because let's face it, we're probably not going to do a in-person cast anytime super soon, or at least like a consistent
Maybe.
week over week one. You're not moving here, and I'm definitely not moving to COVID land.
no, I'm not saying that, but I could come out and visit, or you could come visit here and we could do
For
a
it-
podcast.
Yeah, for like a guest episode, but I mean like week over week type thing,
Yeah, we're a virtual cast.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm saying, maybe we get like the just kind of upgrade little pieces here and there, just kind of, just
What do you
make it
mean? Wait,
better.
what? In
Just
regards
like-
to what? The show? Just in general?
Yeah, just like, whether it's like, maybe we do like specials, like, 'cause
Sure.
like the holidays are always like, like so special heavy, but maybe we could do like an Oscar episode or something,
That'd be
like
fun. That
Yeah,
would
yeah.
be fun. I'd be down for that.
not a watch along because those are like 5 hours long, but
And every movie, you're like, Jesus, I get it. Immigrants are hard. All right, take that out.
Right.
Cut that out of the show. But you know what I mean. Some of the
Yeah.
Oscar movies can be a tough watch.
yeah,
Yeah.
like the Green Book, it's
Did
like
you
very,
did,
like,
did you see that they're pushing Spider-Man No Way Home to be nominated for Best Picture? Which honestly, it's the only movie that it made any money this year. They should.
that'd be
I haven't
cool.
seen it yet, but I've heard it's great.
It'd
So
be cool. I mean, the Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, that movie broke like massive records for being like the first, fantasy sci-fi movie to win an Academy Award. It also won the most awards of all time. I think it won like 12
remember
or
that.
13 awards. So like, yeah, I think just in general, like there's this whole thing with the Oscars where like, 3 billboards outside of MF Missouri. It's like those are like those are always, but no one remembers those movies.
no.
No one's like, sorry if you like that movie, but like no one's remembering that. Like you can't tell me that like Nomadland is like someone's favorite movie.
No,
Maybe it is.
no.
I don't, not mine.
It's not.
It's just
not.
like it's like
right
this-
in if it is.
it's this sort of like like all of the actual art house movies don't get any acknowledgement.
No,
and then all
never.
of like the phony ones, or like the Western try hard, cinema. It's like they don't; those all stink, and they all win all. They
It's
always
called
win the
Oscar
Oscars.
bait. There's a term
Yeah,
for
yeah.
it. It's called Oscar bait. It's like a type of movie where it's just like every year it's always like there's always one that's like about the history of Hollywood. Like this year it's the Being the Ricardos with Nicole Kidman as
Yeah,
Lucille Ball, and you're like, who would watch that? Who
Yeah.
cares? And then there's always like, the important movie that, touches on subject, but it's just like a very poorly made film, usually. And then there's always, a foreign film that no one's ever seen. It's like the Danish, like The Father the other year, like last year, I think it was that movie, The Father. You're like, who saw this? But or like the year before that, one of the movies that I think nominated was The Two Popes. You're like, has anybody seen The Two Popes? Who's seeing these movies?
I never saw that, and I'll never see it. I do want to see that movie Red Rocket. That
Yeah, that looks good. I've heard it's good.
yeah, it looks good.
I've heard it's good. That's Florida Project guy. Did you like the Florida Project?
Bro, I'll tell you, I did like the Florida Project, but that movie, that movie made me so sad and uncomfortable. I like
It's
those.
sad.
I like those like those types of stories where it's like lower middle class, sort of like poverty level, that movie about Shia LaBeouf's life, like that's kind of in that same pocket where it's just very kind of like uncomfortable. Did you ever see that?
We watched it together.
Oh, that's right. We did watch it together.
We watched it on Discord together
Yeah,
last
yeah.
winter. I think it was like last December we did that. It was like 1 year ago.
Yeah. But just remember like how like sad that is, you know, as like a story, but it's also kind of like, damn, now, you know, whereas with that movie, which Honey Boy, you know, you know, Honey
Yeah,
Boy,
that's
there's
what
a
it was.
sort of like
That's what it was.
redemption layer, even though he's kind of like going through, you know, sobriety and like, it's not therapy. What's it like when you're like, you're an addict and you go away? No, rehab. Yeah, when he's in rehab. But like with the Florida Project, my only problem with the movie, you know, with the Florida Project and movies like that is like they never let you come up for air. It's just like it's sad and it's getting sadder, and now it's the saddest it will be, and now credits. You know,
That was like any Kenneth Lonergan movie is like that. Which he did Manchester by the Sea, he did Margaret, he did You Can Count on Me. All these movies that you're like, bro, whew, like give me a breath here. But I'll tell you what I didn't like about the Florida Project. Kid actors. It just takes me out of it every time.
Yeah.
It's tough. And everybody in that one, I remember when it came out, I was like, it was a good movie, it was well made, but the kid actors were bad. Everybody was like, they were the best part. And I was like, am I crazy? Maybe I just don't like kid act. I just see them acting. I just see them as kids acting.
Yeah. I thought the kids were fine personally, but it is always just kind of weird because it's like, do you know that you're acting? That's always what I
weird.
Think. I'm always like, do you think that this is really happening to you? And like people are just watching? Like, where are your parents? You know, like that's, you know, I get into that. Well, but you know, it's got, you know, it had Willem Dafoe in it. Wasn't that movie also shot on iPhone?
I don't know.
I think it was. I think it was.
That movie, yeah. So no, I want to see Red Rocket. I want to see Spider-Man, and I want to see Nightmare Alley. Me and Alex were talking about it earlier today, where it was like it's the perfect movie for us. And apparently it's supposed to be like his best movie, Guillermo del Toro. And I can't see it yet because they won't release it on video. But if I'm all recovered, okay, knock on wood, next Thursday I'm out of quarantine. Guess who's going to see those movies? Post like natural immunity. I'm going. I'm taking advantage of it until the new variant comes out for sure.
Yeah, eat it a little.
I'll wear a mask in the whole thing, but yeah.
Do the whole thing. Maybe take back out on a date. You know, go crazy.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I mean, there's definitely a level of that. Well, we might. I didn't tell you this, but we're thinking about going on a vacation in January. Maybe potentially. We'll have to see. Now that I have COVID, it might be more easy because like one of us has already had it. So like I won't give it to her at least for a little while, you know. And hopefully I recover okay. God, bro, I'm so nervous. I'm nervous that everybody keeps saying they're like, you're through the worst of it, but I'm nervous. It's gonna keep getting worse and I'm gonna die. And
nah, you'll be fine.
Nervous, anxious.
I mean, you know? I can understand it. You're an anxious guy to begin with. Yeah. I think though that you'll probably be all right.
But there was a level of like when it was at its worst, I kept waiting for it to be like even worse, which is maybe just because of the news media making it seem like you're going to die no matter what if you get it for 2 years straight. But like there is a part of me that's like, okay, now I have this cough. What if it never goes away? What if I have pneumonia? What if I'm developing pneumonia? Like I keep waiting for that, you know?
Yeah, I think the hardest part too, it's like everyone's been reacting to it so drastically different. Some people have almost no symptoms. Other people, you know, very sad, they're passing away. Other people somewhere in the middle where you're like being hospitalized and putting on a ventilator. And like other people are like, I just have a cough for 3 weeks. Some people are losing their smell. It's like, there's no what it's like. Just a grab bag of reactions to it. And I think that's the hardest part to deal with, of like the uncertainty of like, is this as bad as it gets? You know, exactly to your point. Or am I going to have to go to the ER or something, you know, with everybody else that's sick?
Don't say that. I'll freak out.
But
it's been 4 days. I feel like this is like, I was probably positive before the symptoms started for 2 days. And then now it's been 4. So I feel like my body has been fighting it, you know. That Moderna, I'm hoping, I'm rooting for it.
I mean, we've been talking we talk every single day of our lives, but I've been talking to you every day that you've had it, and this is the best that you've sounded and even just seemed in general. The energy's higher, you're more attentive,
Yeah, the first I will say, if anybody does get it, hopefully you don't, any of our listeners, it does seem hopefully that like if you do get symptoms the first 2 dish days, specifically the first day and how quickly it comes on, it is rough, but hopefully for me it stays that way where like those were the worst, because it's not, I don't love it, but if that's what it is, then I'm like, whew, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell
no,
you what,
for
this
sure.
bad boy has been coming in handy big time. Hold on, let me get it. This guy,
What is it? What is that? Is that a
the oxygen reader.
oxygen meter? Where are you at?
Oh, it does pulse and it does oxygen. My pulse is probably high because I've been talking in high energy, but
Oxygen at 76%.
no.
Oh, putting up big numbers.
99 and pulse is 77. It's pretty good.
Speaking about big numbers, did you see that quote? And then we can wrap. But that quote from Steph Curry was like, where he was like, I think it's weird that like every shot that I make now is like a record-breaking 3.
Amazing.
like,
king.
Like, yeah, that must be nice. What's that like?
He's the king. He's the
Yeah.
king. Oh, I didn't tell you this, but since my friend Alon just had COVID as well, next week we're thinking about going to a Knicks game.
Yo, you should. Who are they playing?
They're playing the Celtics next Friday, which
There
is
you
like the
go.
day I
You should
get out of
go.
quarantine. Yeah.
You should go.
I mean, if
How
I'm
much
thinking
are those
about
tickets?
it's like 75 for the cheapest, which,
Okay.
but those are just not good seats.
No.
But you're like, maybe it could be, I don't know. You can get a little bit lower for like 105, but I'm like, do I want to spend $105 on next day? I don't know. So I thought they would be cheaper because of the Omicron surge, but it doesn't seem that way.
Nah, I looked at tickets to go to Suns games, and it's like $250 for like the next best spot in this. I'm like,
Yeah, but
fuck.
they're one of the best teams in the West. The Knicks stink. You'd be like, at least, give me, I think they're in the 9th seed or whatever,
I get it, but it's like, come on, let everybody
tough.
go.
I
$500
know.
if 2 people want to go. Give me a
It's-
break.
Yeah, they got to let people go.
Let us go.
Let us go, bro. Let us go to the game.
Oh shit! All right, you want to plug them up? No, you got it. Come on.
I got this.
If you can't do it, I can't. I don't know where. I
My
don't know
energy
where.
is dwindling, but I think I got through it. So
Yeah.
this is the show 69@gmail.com. Email us if you have coronavirus right now. I hope that you don't, but if you do, write in. You and I can talk. I'll give you my phone number. You can give me a call. And then this is the show 69 on Twitter. I haven't been on Twitter that much, but have we been keeping up with the Twitter, or have you been tweeting?
I post.
You post. Okay. I just don't go on Twitter that much anymore. I'll just post a tweet now and then I'll sign off because I can't, it's too negative on there. And plus you send me funny tweets now. So I'll just look at it via my
I'm like the
text, so-
filter. I'm like, here's
Yeah,
all the
yeah.
good stuff that's happening on Twitter.
Yeah,
I'm like that, like that John Krasinski Good News Day that he kept doing.
Yeah, bro, if
And
that
then-
comes
and then
back, that's how we know we're in trouble.
Yeah.
You better hope that doesn't come back. Well, I was thinking about how, remember in the beginning when all the late night hosts were doing their shows from their houses with like Zoom cameras? I was thinking because they've been gone for the Christmas break, I think they've like haven't been doing their shows. I'm like, if they come back on Monday and they're from home, I'm like, we're fucked. We're fucked, bro. If I see Jimmy Fallon in his Hamptons house, I'm gonna fucking hang myself.
Dude, he was like doing episodes from like his like house in the Catskills
Yeah.
in the closet, and then like he would like bring his kids in and like do like
yeah.
specials with his phone, and like he's just like filming, but then like his kids are just playing Minecraft and ignoring him online, and someone was like, yeah, put that in, that's great content,
It
but
was
then
it was a
didn't he
rough
also have to
time.
deal with a scandal while he's in the Catskills in the closet, and he's like,
yeah, bro. He had to apologize for doing blackface in his fucking house. 2020 was a fucking wild ride.
Oh my god.
So, anyways, if we see John Krasinski doing the Good News Show, I'm fucking going to Mars with Elon Musk. I know I'm not a space guy, but I'll see you folks later.
Oh my god.
Anyways, I was gonna say, yeah, on Twitter, Alex is tweeting. I was gonna say this. I had a tweet that got like 300 likes the other day.
You
It was
did,
the day.
yeah.
It was the day I had COVID. I tweeted that the day I had coronavirus. I was like,
Yeah.
this is fun.
It was a good tweet.
I never get that many likes. To me, that's viral. That's like,
Oh, that's
you know,
huge.
so, but some people, it's like if it's not, you know, in the thousands. But I'm like, hey, for me, who averages, 9 likes, that's big.
Bro, if I got over 25 likes on a tweet, I'd lose my shit. That would become my personality at that point, you know? Maybe that's why I'm not giving it, because they know I want it too much. You know?
Yeah. Well, if it becomes, well, I know people where it becomes their whole personality. You don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be the Twitter guy.
No,
It's not a good guy.
Those people are the worst.
But anyways, follow us there. This is Show 69. And then this is the show podcast on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Subscribe and like all the videos, comment on the YouTube, rate our podcast on Spotify. Give us 5 stars. We'd love that. You can check us out on Apple Podcasts. Give us a review. Claudio, I saw your review the other day. Thank you for writing that on Apple Podcast.
Oh, sick.
Give us 5 stars on that if you enjoy the show. On TikTok, try and check out our clips. I post them on the Instagram when I do the clips, but I also post them to TikTok. So if you're on TikTok, if you're Gen Z or whatever, get some engagement going there. Maybe throw us a comment if you're a regular listener, because I posted a clip a week ago from 2 weeks episode ago because I didn't have good audio last week, but that clip did pretty good. It got like 600 plays or something. It was pretty good. So, we'll try and get that up there. And then, like, subscribe, YouTube channel. And by the way, tell a friend. If you enjoy the show, let them know.
Huge.
Word of mouth is our biggest thing going into the new year. So, hit us up. And then you can follow me at Casey McGowan with 2 N's. Where can they follow you?
You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Alaska AALASKAA. And with that, that's episode 41. Another episode for the books. We know it's the new year for you. We hope it's a great one. Spend it with people that you love if you're able to do so. Otherwise, write in, listen to the episode. We hope we can keep you some company. And we'll have a new episode for you next week. As always, I'm one of your hosts, Alex Webb.
Casey McGowan.
And we'll see you later. We love you.
We love you. See you next year.
Oh, love that.